What is up guys, Tired here and welcome to another quick character overview video now featuring the main protagonist of Final Fantasy IX, Zidane. Before anything else, I would like to give a quick shout out to the creators of the DissidiaDB.com website, as most of the information that I will be sharing with you guys were taken from their website. Also, please do note that the skill descriptions for skill 1 and skill 2 will already consider the extend and weapon passives. So yeah, without further ado, let's proceed on checking out Zidane. Firstly, he has a blue crystal affinity that uses daggers as his weapon, pun intended. His role to the party is that he is a melee attacker that can inflict debuffs here and there, but I wouldn't consider him as a main debuffer. His skill 1 is called Stellar Circle 5, which is a 5-hit AoE melee brave attack plus single target HP attack. It has a 120% overflow and has low action delay. It, it grants Zidane his Thievery buff and speed up buff. And this skill will also inflict a Thief's Mark debuff as well as a chance to inflict a speed down debuff to the enemy. His skill 2 is called Free Energy, which increases his Brave based on his attack and then triggers a 3-hit melee Brave plus HP attack. It has 120% overflow, and this buff will also grant him his Thievery buff as well as a Defense Up buff. This skill also inflicts the Thief's Mark buff to the enemy, and it has a chance to inflict a defense down debuff. So what does Thievery and the Thief's Mark do? So Thievery raises Zidane's max brave and attack, and it turns his Stellar Circle 5 into Stellar Circle 5 Plus, which deals greater brave damage to targets with Thief's Mark and also has greater overflow. Thievery also turns his Free Energy into Free Energy Plus, which deals greater brave damage to the targets with his Thief's Mark debuff, as well as greater overflow, and will now deal 50% HP damage to non-targets. The infliction of the Thieves Mark and the defense down debuff will now be on all enemies. Thievery also turns his Brave Attack Plus into Brave Attack Plus, or rather, Thievery turns his Brave Attack into Brave Attack Plus, which just increases his Brave hits to 3. Thief's Mark basically lowers the enemy's max Brave and attack. Booster 8 on his base EX plus max limit broken base EX is a 2-hit melee brave plus HP attack that grants him another max brave up buff and can also initiate chase at limit break 2. So, realizing his EX weapon into EX Plus grants him the upgraded effects on Booster 8. So, firstly, I will discuss the base Booster 8 and Booster 8 Plus without Zidane having his Thievery buff. So, without having his Thievery buff, Booster 8 can be a 4-hit Brave and HP attack or even a 8-hit Brave plus HP attack on Booster 8 Plus, and the skill will now gain overflow. Booster 8 now inflicts the Thieves Mark debuff as well as the ability to inflict this debuff on all enemies when the battle starts. Zidane will now gain his Thievery buff at the start of the quest and a max EX gauge at the start of the quest as well at EX plus limit break 2. So after using the booster 8 or booster 8 plus, his brave attack and brave attack plus turns into mug, which reduces the target's brave by half while raising Zidane's own brave based on the enemy's reduced brave. His brave attack hit count becomes 3 and does greater brave damage to targets with Thief's Mark. Mug has 120% overflow that deals the HP attack but does not consume brave upon dealing the HP damage. Mug can extend all his existing buffs by 1 turn, and it has no action delay and does not increase turn count. Mug will revert back into Brave Attack or Brave Attack Plus or even Brave Attack Plus Plus after use. So now I will discuss the changes in Booster 8 when Zidane has his Thievery buff. So when he has his Thievery buff, Booster 8 Plus will now deal HP splash damage to non-targeted enemies. It will have greater potency. It will inflict the Thief's Mark debuff on all enemies, and it will turn his Brave Attack and Brave Attack Plus into Brave Attack Plus Plus, which becomes a 3-hit Brave Attack and basically just stronger. His HP attack will also turn into HP attack plus plus, which is a 2-hit melee brave plus HP attack with 120% overflow. His HP attack plus plus can also extend the duration of his existing buffs by 1 turn, and it has low action delay. His AA ability is called Brave Up Advance, which raises his brave based on his attack and raises his overflow limit. So for my final thoughts, so with the release of his EX Plus, Zidane becomes a strong melee DPS. One of his advantages as well is that his EX can initiate launch, and that his mug attack has a 50% gravity when used. So basically, when you have a enemy that has tremendous amounts of brave, mug can basically cut that in half. For his downsides, I guess his level 50 crystal passive would need him to have female party members to be activated. So basically, just like in his game Final Fantasy 9, he prefers females. And also right now there are other better alternatives as a chase unit instead of Zidane. We have Fujin, we have his banner mate Kais. And yeah, basically Zidane just came out a little too late, but still he is a strong melee DPS. Also do note that Zidane has a World of Illusions weapon that when maxed out, he can basically have an aura, party aura, that raises the party's max brave and attack. So for recommended artifacts, I would recommend 3 attack plus 108 and 3 max brave plus 330 to further increase his damage output. So yeah, there you have it, guys. My very quick overview for Zidane. Uh, as always, if there are any misinformation that was said during the video, please do not hesitate on correcting me in the comment section down below, as it would help the players that would watch the video and would want to try in building out Zidane. Yeah. If you've liked the video, please do not hesitate on clicking the like button, maybe subscribe for further or for future DFFOO videos. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.